That's probably just for the best.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No. You're right. You're right.
Wait, what?
I would love to do that again from the top down.
Oh, so it's a good thing that we're starting over.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Should we redo?
Oh, we're gonna redo everything.
So should we stop that and redo it? No. Okay. Blooper reel.
I'm just gonna redo
Yeah,
the
totally.
sync. I'm gonna redo the sync.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna have to do
The
the
1.9.
So
So 2 point negative 1,
Yeah.
which is 1.9, I believe.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you. Cool. And all right, so let me cue it up again. We're gonna have to sit through that again. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
It's
I
not
love it.
like
great.
yeah. It's like you said. It's a great live
We'll
stream
pretend we
thing.
never heard it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush this American lifestyle, okay? I'm not gonna beg. Can we get on me? Okay. Sell for hundreds on Discogs, these first pressings, okay? You don't even have a record player? Doesn't matter, okay? We're gonna turn some serious profit. What? Quiet, please. And 10% of net of what Vulf does, stay on me just for this moment. Okay, I'm not gonna beg you. 10% of net of what Vulf does will go to a donors choose matched donations classroom, okay? And you don't even have a choice, okay? You don't get a choice in that because we're polar bears in the Sahara, okay? We're not set up for this environment.
All right. Conscious Club episode 2.
What's up?
I wanted to start out with a kind of a callback, about 2-year-old callback to the Mr. Finish Line release party live stream, which you can find on YouTube. And it was like bootlegged anyway, so this would be a bootleg of a bootleg.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think it's fair use.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome guys. We are on episode 2, and I wanted to let you guys know that we set up the Gmail account, the Conscious Club Podcast at gmail.com. You have to put the Conscious Club Podcast, the Conscious Club Podcast at gmail.com, the Conscious Club Podcast at gmail.com, the
ConsciousClubPodcast.com.
At Gmail.
at gmail.com.
Yeah.
We'll
It'll kick you out.
We'll get it. We'll get it, guys.
Yeah.
It'll like turn red.
Send your memes and your clips and your things we should react to.
Right. I kind of wanted to start off with the segment that I prepped for last segment. I think this would probably be cool to bring up. This post that was in the Vulfpeck earlier this week from Miles Jasnowski, which is pretty legit.
I'm on a one-way express train to a funky town. I'm on a one-way express train to a
I know this hit the Vulfpeck this week, and it was legit. It was awesome. This was a sick
I
vibe.
love the fake like leopard skin on his hair.
Right.
Not a rag. Like he's way too cool to have something like that.
He's harnessing something.
This
there.
guy.
But my computer sucks. So.
Whoa, what's going on with your comp?
Too many windows open.
Oh,
That'll
it's just
do
like
it.
slowing down.
It's Chrome. It's always Chrome.
Oh, oh no.
Check 1 2.
Oh.
I'm very sorry.
No, I love that guy.
Um,
He was great.
Yeah, that was really cool to find this week. It's just really cool in general to find some new acts other than Vulfpeck, because you know when you listen to Vulfpeck, you listen to like the same 7 songs over and over and over and over and over again, and then people go like, "Oh, you're that guy."
What are your 7?
Oh boy, it's an ever evolving 7. I would say.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
yesterday
fair.
I spent
That's
all
fair.
day on the beautiful game because that's the CD I had in my car. Thank you, Jack, for making that available everywhere. It wasn't.
I know.
It's funny when you go to Amoeba Music in Hollywood and you go up to the info center and you're like, "Hey, do you guys have Vulfpeck? I've been
Who?
here an hour looking for it." And they're like, "Who?" We get a lot. We get that a lot here. And I'm like, "Yeah, where is it?" They're like, "Yeah, we don't have it."
That changed late last year. I found Mr. Finish Line vinyls.
Just vinyls though, no CDs.
Yeah, no CDs.
course.
That makes
no CDs
sense.
of any Vulf.
Yeah.
I haven't checked for any of the other side projects or other members' projects, but they did have Mr. Finish Line.
We tried to
records.
find Joey there, and we could not find it. Remember, we tried to
See,
find
that's
Joey's
interesting.
vinyl.
Right. I mean, well, with Joey. it
No Optimist cassette tapes or anything.
No. I mean, it was, I think, right when I first started listening to them, which, what, a year and a half ago, maybe? 2 years, almost? But, yeah, the people at Amoeba were like, we keep getting that. We keep getting
Then do
asked
something
this."
about it.
Well, they're independent. They're not with any label. They all do it
Okay.
themselves, and Jack would probably have to pay for all those CDs to go
Yeah.
ship them to all the
Right.
stores. So that's
Yeah.
not happening. But either way, that was a fun hour trying to look for Vulfpeck and the Hollywood Amoeba.
I
But-
think any hour spent in Amoeba is a great hour.
Right, and I'm surprised it was only an hour. I've been in there 3 hours before.
Oh,
yeah. But I think we have some news in the Vulfpeck. Let me bring it up here. I want to switch profiles so that. No, I was highly prepped for this episode. highly prepped.
Highly prepped.
You know, I have a lot of content already prepped, and I don't know why I'm not just going to that. Why don't we just go to that? I have it here. I don't even need to go into the Facebook. I'm sorry, guys.
Ooh.
Yes.
Scary pockets.
The Scary Pockets and Vulfpeck with a interesting character we have over here, Mr. Bill Wirtz, who is a YouTuber. I mean, he looks like Derek Zoolander.
I didn't realize that's what
That's-
Bill Wirtz looked like.
Love the sweater around the shoulders.
Just imagine,
That's a look.
like he's just kind of nailed
Just
because
got off an airplane.
Right.
he's from the history of the history of the world, the history
Yep.
of Japan,
Right.
and so I actually never really considered him considered thinking about him as a person, more so just a voice of God in a weird way. You guys familiar with
Yeah.
the history of videos?
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
That's homework.
Are
I'm
you?
just kidding. Yeah. They're really funny. They're really humorous and informative and just a great time all
Very
around.
informative.
Yeah.
I can show Tori just a little bit of it. I'll show like 5 seconds of it. But this guy's known for making really interesting
Oh.
Jack approved.
Japan is an island by the sea filled with volcanoes and it's in the year negative a billion, Japan might not have been here. In the year negative 40,000, it was here, and you could walk to it, and some people walked to it. Then it got warmer, some icebergs melted, it became
But,
an island,
yeah.
and now there's lots of trees.
So
Okay.
he makes stuff like this, and he's like the epitome. And I watched a podcast earlier with him, the H3 podcast that he's on, and he kind of goes into they kind of ask him about like he just has so much content up, and it's all just weird stuff like this, and he has a kind of productivity method that's just like he's a perfectionist, but he slams on his perfectionism by giving himself a really strict schedule, and which means not everything he posts can't be perfect, but he has such a volume of work that people are willing to work with him, and he gets millions of views. Like this history of Japan is 46,000, as of recording this podcast, and it's
Wow.
46 million, but
Yeah, million.
million.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
So as of recording this podcast,
Now, is
like, it's
he
fucking
in the
going up
band,
in
or
air.
how is he
Yeah,
related to this group here?
This is all we know.
Okay.
This is all we know. So we have the Mushy Man himself.
He's in the same sweater from the Mushy performance. I
Right.
should
I hope he
state.
washed it.
Eh.
That's right. He just kind of did get up
Oh, and the
there
beard is still long. The beard is
beard's
still
long.
very mushy. Love the guy in the turtleneck.
Yeah. Is that Lerman?
That's a
That's
look.
quite something, actually.
I think that might be Ryan Lerman? Question mark. And then bass player. I just know him as a bass player.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's
Anyway, that's interesting and something to look forward to on a future podcast that we could talk about. Right,
Yeah.
guys?
That music is gonna be.
So this is a thread
Great.
that's developed, or is this just a picture someone picked up somewhere?
Yeah, this
They
is a
posted it.
Scary Pockets post
Oh, Scary Pockets posted
that was shared to the
this.
Vulfpeck. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Right.
yeah.
yeah. So
Whoop,
it's
whoop.
fun.
Apologies, you're working with the person not in the Vulfpeck.
I know. Well, this is good because we have an insider and an outsider,
Yeah.
but an outsider who cares just doesn't care enough.
It's
Well, he
not
cares.
that I don't care enough. I am a former member of the Vulfpeck. It's not like I've never been in the Vulfpeck.
It was
Yeah.
the 1612.
I'm just a
the War of
disgraced.
1612.
I draft dodged the War of 1612, and I'm not proud about it. But like, I am. I don't know if they'd take me back.
I don't know, man. Like, I think you were probably the smartest out of anybody in just avoiding that.
It was
mishap
a
altogether.
bloody, brutal war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to bring the podcast down.
No,
Any farther
we
than it's
can,
gone,
yeah. And
But
as far as maybe we'll get a Bill Wirtz the history of Vulf video, and
Ooh.
That'd be
and it'll
interesting.
talk about that in a much better light than we
Right.
might be able to in this moment. What do we got next?
I pulled up here the Fearless Flyers 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
that's-
leak from Corey's show.
Right.
A
So
fan.
there was a post from Nate Smith back in January that
Mhm.
I
I remember this.
screenshotted earlier today. Look at that, guys. I mean, doesn't that just make your eyes and ears just
I
salivate?
hope there's
don't
another
know.
Disney cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm excited. I hope there's I'm excited.
it's very exciting.
We'll see the boys again soon. Their little aviation suits.
Yeah. And then this happened. This debate. What do you
Who
guys
posted the Fearless Flyers is a way better album than Hill Climber?
Austin Siroy?
Well,
Probably Sroy, yeah,
Sroy.
science.
opinion. Are you guys
Likes.
with
We got
or
95
against?
reactions.
95 reactions. Okay.
Wrong. I mean,
I
well,
disagree.
Yeah, really?
wrong and right. Wrong
Okay.
and right. I mean,
Right.
it's apples and oranges. There's
Too
precision.
different. They're way too
It's
different.
precision versus I don't know, classic.
I mean, I think you're right because Hill Climber is somewhat a departure in a way from. I mean, okay, this is actually tough to talk about. I agree. The best way to describe Fearless Flyers is precision in a way, and I think it's perfect at what it does. Now, Hill Climber is really interesting because it's also in a way precise, but in a way precise, skewed in a way that no other Vulf content is, known as like a very strong Theo album, known in a way where I don't know. It's
Right.
it's
No,
I'm
I get
trying
it. I
to-
get it. Well, it's its own thing. I mean,
it's
like,
its own thing,
well,
and it'll.
I think maybe it's such a strong change in kind of in the sound that it has to be a different band. It has to be a
right.
different
I mean,
avenue,
yeah. Well,
right?
for one, yeah, they're
like,
different
that
bands.
couldn't be Vulfpeck.
So we
right?
should,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
that
guess-
should be distinguished. But like,
I guess Austin. That's no.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
it's just like comparing like I don't know airplanes to baseballs.
yeah, and I mean, I love Hill Climber's place in Vulf's discography because as of right now, I feel it's really different than anything else, and in the future, it will remain kind of on like a little bit out there as far as okay, like we did this really Theo heavy album with like it has a very distinct vibe to it, and it has all of these things about it that's just like I feel like it's going to be that album for Vulf that's just like a little that way, and I'm really happy that it's cemented in the discography in a way where it's like, okay, we pull back and we get another album later on that's more akin to like Classic or Vulf or whatnot, whatever happens next. Like, we'll always have Hill Climber. It's not like any of the other music goes away. It's not like any of the future Vulf is affected by it. Right. Though, I mean, of course, with art, it is. You make something after you make the previous thing. But having Hill Climber on its own, like, yeah, I agree with you. You can't compare them. There's no point to comparing them. You know, the fact that they both stand on their own, it's just that Fearless Flyers, yes, it went off and it separated itself as an entity to become something non-comparable to the rest, and for obvious reasons, like it's a whole different band. But like Hill Climber as the four core plus the rotating members plus, you know, the usual musicianship of Vulf, but still just a little skewed, but skewed within the Vulf discography, and there's an equal place there for both of them.
Right. It's interesting because like you could almost more argue that Theo's album is a better album than Hill Climber, and that's a better comparison, or like Theo's Hard Work.
It's a far better comparison because you have so much overlap. Overlap in the songwriting, overlap in like Theo as a musician, overlap in the actual songs. You're getting two of the same songs that you can compare. Right. So that's a way better comparison.
Right. We're both on the side of Eric Andre here. Right?
I need new glasses.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
But yeah,
besides good discussion. But honestly, you can't really. I'd be interested in a stronger argument for better. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I hear you, man. But then we get to memes and all these other things. The steal his look stuff.
Sunglass Hut sunglasses only cost $15.
I thought it was like 15 for two.
To me,
it's 15 for two. These guys don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, button down from the Gap. All right. Blue
Is the friendship bracelet really made by Woody?
That's just for the show. That's probably just a wristband for the show.
Yeah.
He's a hat.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It adds.
Made by Woody.
It's a community add to the lore of Woody, who, as we were speaking of in the previous Conscious Club podcast episode, has not as it's taking some Joe Dart lore and handing it over to Woody and being like, let's characterize Woody with this friendship bracelet. Where would he have gotten this?
Where Woody
have gotten
I love
this.
that.
Thank you.
No, I think you're right, because also too it lends itself because it's a niche that, or a character per se. I don't want to say that Woody's a character, but in the way that Jack uses characters, you'd think that he'd utilize everybody in Vulfpeck as their own character, or character traits, right? Like, it's just it seems like there's not really there's no design to that, at least, unless I don't know.
Well, no, I agree, and when it comes down to
intent.
It is and the Woody is, in a sense, I love this because with Joe, it's a very distinct look, right? It's the neck bob, it's all of that. He gets the bobblehead, stuff like that. Right. And with Jack, full on character. Do you both? I know Indy owns the shirt.
Yeah.
I own a pair of white pants, specifically, and a green sweater, just specifically to have played Jack once. And I don't
know. There's something there that invokes you to want to adopt whatever it is they're doing.
Right. And so with Woody and I love this, and this is going to be a stretch, and I apologize for that, but with Woody, you have a much more subtle, much more meticulous, as Woody may be. And it adds to sort of in a way. Now I'm going to stretch the bird lore of Vulfpeck in the way where Woody is creating this little bracelet. Birds kind of create these little things, and and he's giving it to Joe, and it's just kind of like that, nature meticulous, subtle, very gentle Woody giving to another bandmate, and that's what that's what the made by Woody says to me in this.
It's the person who spent all of the 2 seconds it took. That's what they thought of when they thought of that. Like instantly, they went,
Yeah.
okay, Woody made this because they
Yeah.
were looking for another Vulfie kind of
Right, and that's
totally.
this
Because
just that,
Woody's the sensitive, like
Yeah, another
nurturing
good
kind
word.
of
right.
figure.
According to Alexa on the pack, though, he's not.
Oh,
I think we want to think of
we
him
want,
as that.
but he
Okay.
comes off that
but
way.
I've seen Alexa say he's got a dark side.
oh.
Woody has
a dark side.
just a straight
He's
up
a bird
dark
watcher.
side.
Could he really have a dark side?
don't know.
He's a bird
But
watcher.
can it ever get as dark
Chicago.
as this look? I don't know.
I love this look. I love it. It's 70s. It's everything that I want from Theo Katzman. Everything.
It is.
It's
Theo pulls it off for
it's
sure.
full
man.
Theo.
It's
pretty
this just
awesome.
made me laugh when I saw it.
I love it.
It's pretty great. JK, nobody.
I don't
wants
think
this
it's too much of a
look.
stretch for him.
No,
It goes
Well,
with his.
Here's the thing with this. And this is where I think it's the I don't care what anybody thinks, but I'm going to do it anyway kind of
Hell
thing
yeah.
with Jack. Because he's like, to me, this doesn't work. But it doesn't matter. It's out and it's done. And he's moved on from it. So, like, if I could have gone, like, I don't know, if I were behind this, I probably would have had him do something different. Because it's just, or have him wear something different. Because to me, I get like a Joe Rogan vibe from him with that deep
With-
V. You know what I
the
mean? Like
the
it's
collar.
like, you know what I
It's the
mean?
Joe
Like,
Rogan collar
It's that Joe
for
Rogan.
sure.
I know it's the
Yeah, yeah.
70s look, but
yeah,
it's just
I'm
like
seeing,
it's just like it's too
It's
on the
too
nose.
costumey.
It's too on the
It's
nose.
too costumey.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I never would expect him to wear anything like this, even though he's Theo.
right.
Like I see stripes. I don't see a white suit.
I get
from the
70s vibes from
you
him
know?
though because of the glasses. He has a
I'm
lot
saying
of
it works.
tinted
Yeah, I
shades
get the
that he
vibe from him.
wears. Yeah,
And I can see why they made the creative choice to do that. I just think,
it's a big costumey.
right? It's just we'll get it out. It was
It was a
you know,
choice.
It's
for
art.
Sure.
It's art.
Yeah.
Because it's making us go like, okay, maybe I would have done something different, but it doesn't. It's not that.
Yeah.
So it evokes conversation, and I don't know.
I
thought it was
love how
interesting.
shady this one is with the tiny text.
I know.
Can you even read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to lean in, but yeah.
When Hill
I
Climber
loved
is
this one.
delayed, misprinted, and arrives damaged. And then when the album is released through the same company.
I
Q rates
mean,
drama.
I've got thoughts on that one. Like,
Okay.
to be honest, it's interesting to me that, yes, this is something, I mean, because this didn't start with Hill Climber. Like, this is something that happened with,
The beginning.
this was a Fearless
bring
Flyers
these up?
problem, wasn't it?
Yep. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
so,
Yeah, I got the Q rates.
Yeah.
and it's just like
Disasters.
the fact that it is such a common thing. like,
Bent.
This wasn't
but
Vulfpeck,
that's-
but it was on the pack.
this is just I mean, that's kind of strange. But I guess that is.
Another Q rates.
Oh my god, I love this.
Another
It's
Q rates
just
order.
ash.
That's excellent.
Just a pile of ash. Love that.
Yeah, but you've got a fundamental problem when that's like a widespread
How come they have not
opinion.
addressed it and changed their manufacturer or shipping company or
agree.
whatever they are?
Well, I mean, my question is, right, is how are we not seeing this with releases of Joey's album, of releases of The Optimist? Like, my copy came perfect of that. And it was just, like,
so there's a
I'm scared to order
Vulfspiracy?
from
Just
Q rates.
volume.
Not to
Vulfspiracy?
mention, like, didn't the second pressing of Hill Climber get pressed first?
Right.
So it's just like, I mean, that's nuts. And it's nuts coming from a band that is so much about the merch, about the products, about getting that full experience. And especially with like an audience and a fan base who loves that physical media, wants that physical media. The fact that like, yeah, okay, I am stoked. I've got the entire discography. I have the Thrill of the Arts, I have the first pressing of Mr. Finish Line, right? The first backer pressing. My name is on the back of that album. And yet, we're still having problems, releases later from the same company, the same exact problems. And that, I mean, I get it, but like, I could never order from Q rates. The only reason I have Mr. Finish Line is because I found it in Amoeba, because it was a retail pressing found in Amoeba. Like, I could never order from, because it's just like, it's just the amount of posts that you see every release, man.
Yeah. When I first got into all this stuff, that was one of the first things I saw. And then when a new album dropped and we were able to buy it, I didn't buy
Yeah.
You can.
because I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I love the model and like I really want to support them. I flew out to Colorado to see them.
So there are
Red
other
Rocks.
ways to support.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I don't know if he's pumping out content so quickly that it doesn't matter that these Q rates things happen because a majority of people get their shit fine.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, maybe, and probably,
And
so
like-
it's like a
and
vocal
maybe-
minority kind of thing. I could
Yeah.
see that, and I could also see him having an established relationship with Q rates and whatnot. And
True.
like,
People have a
it's tough to
relationship.
pull back.
That's the thing.
There's my question, right?
Yeah,
If-
everybody's gonna still
If
buy it.
everybody knows this, if these memes are being created, if this is such a topic, that is
Controversy.
weird.
He's made it Apple.
They got to the third pressing, right? They did the first pressing, they did the second white pressing, and then they had a third pressing through Q rates, right? I think that's the
so.
way it goes, and maybe I'm wrong here. But if you get if that many people are going through this, despite the fact that they are scared because of tried and true problems every release, that's crazy to me. That's just this thing that's accepted.
But what's weird is is it the shipping company? Is it Q rates? Is it or like?
Yeah,
Yes,
because
it is.
no other shipping company has this problem. Like I said, the
No,
Optimus
but is it Q
shipped
rates? Are you saying it's Q rates or
impeccably.
it's the shipping?
No, it's not the shipping. I get records shipped not often, but
Corey
like
doesn't do it through
often
Q
enough.
rates?
No, he does it through his living room. But
Yeah,
like,
his kids pack that shit.
No, but does he buy it from Q rates?
no, not
Like,
from
that's what
Q
I'm
rates.
saying.
No,
Oh.
no,
Like he doesn't get 100 records and then sells them out of his house.
No, there are pressing plants. There are like
Okay,
people
so he
who
does
can
that.
connect you to actual distributors and like
Does it
create
say what was
packages.
pressed on the album? that
I
you
don't
have?
know. I have not looked, but I do know someone who works at a plant that gets like musicians to like for distribution, pressings and stuff like that, as far as like cassettes, CDs, and records. And yeah, if you're shooting off like 300 to 500 records, like that's like bottom tier. You buy that package. And you get those shipped to you. I would assume Corey got all those shipped to him, and he's like, "Sweet, now I complete the transactions and ship these off."
It's a lot of work.
It is. It's a ton of work, but it's. I mean, it's a great product. It's a great way to support. Great way to listen to the music. But if you can't make those deliveries, or if your service isn't making those deliveries, there are other ways.
He needs to address it.
I think so.
I mean, it's been going on for so long. I don't understand why he hasn't gone with
Well,
a
I'm
different.
like, is Vulf Q rates is only like obviously not, right? So like my question is, does everybody who goes through Q rates have this problem? Every artist, every consumer, every fan, right?
Or is it
every
the
fan
only,
base, I suppose.
Or is it the only like crowdsourced way to do physical vinyl?
Maybe, but
I
like
doubt
that
it.
fits his model. Like
Yeah,
it fits his
well-
model so well that he's willing to have 5% of people who buy experience this bullshit.
yeah, but like Q rates as a company allowing for that's crazy, dude.
But that's what makes me think is it's the shipping company.
No, I
because
don't
it's
think
probably
so.
fine
Yes,
once it
or
leaves
FedEx
Q
or
rates.
whatever.
Like you think it's
Maybe.
gonna look like that after they leave the factory?
Yeah.
I think it's probably in a box and it looks fine, and then DHL gets it. And
I've bought
What's
from
DHL?
yeah, exactly.
I've bought from the Risk store several times. All of those records came out great.
And he took a risk.
I did. Thank you.
Next
Anyways.
meme.
This one's
Let's see which.
actual comment member from this group. I just feel like Vulfpeck isn't as groovy as they used to be.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, but like
They spelled member wrong, and I'm a member.
Member.
So a meme poster member. Okay, love this.
You think this guy listens to Vulfpeck?
Most definitely.
I,
He looks
I,
like-
I dig that.
Johnny
I
Depp
like
with
that a
light
lot.
hair and a haircut.
I really do.
Oh, what do you think about this?
Poor lonely. Aw, you guys, I jammed a Lonely Town after work today. I have to be
Aw.
honest. I love it.
I
Dean
mean,
Town, though, you can't beat it.
it's I don't agree with. I agree and don't agree. It's just like they're towns. Some towns are bigger than others. Some towns have clubs in them. Some towns have Amish people in them. You know, it's just
Yeah.
Lonely Town's a different
Different
town.
towns. Different
Well,
states.
I mean, yeah, You've
Different
got
vibes.
this towering hero town, and then small little lonely town. Like, this is more or less just a representation of what it feels like to be in goddamn lonely town.
Wow. Now that's a great point.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, out of the both,
Yeah.
I would rather live in that.
Well, I mean,
in that
yeah,
house.
but like at the same time, it's part of living in Lonely Town. It's part of that like attitude about yourself when you look out your window or you walk out your front door to get the paper and you look at Hero Town right next to you, you look at Dean Town right next to you,
Right.
just touching the sky.
Right. You pay the fare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're stuck in little Lonely Town, population 1.
Right.
And, like that just that genuinely to me
Yeah.
looks like what it feels like to live there.
Right.
Yeah.
And that,
Especially
that
when
adds to Lonely Town.
Right,
That
when
adds to
you-
the whole air about it.
But here's the thing: out of all of these residences here, the guy in Lonely Town knows the mayor.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's
I
why
think the
he was
guy
allowed
in
to keep
Lonely
his
Town is
house
going to
there.
have a better clout in intergovernmental politics in this given area.
There's probably less money in the politics of Lonely Town.
Right, like at the city council meeting of the Tri-Town area. I'm sure the guy in Lonely Town is the mayor,
That's right.
and
Yeah, because there's only one guy.
and
Sorry, man.
Dean and Hero over here have to pay the fare to go down to the fucking city courthouse and sit through a Leslie Knope fucking trial.
Pretty amazing. Wow, that Hill Climber Fearless Flyers debate did not get as much
Right.
in comparison to this.
To the Tri-Town
Yeah,
area.
really.
I'm glad this brought this podcast up a bit. That was great. And also, this was interesting.
What we got
This is a vinyl found in Sweden.
Oh.
And it's from this thing. I don't know if it's too loud.
Oh.
So this is the album on it, and it's from 1987.
Oscar
So one can only imagine if Jack has ever seen this. It's fucking, I can totally understand where I get my stealing from.
The F to me behind the
F hole
it
look.
just looks like Forte. The sign for Forte.
Right. Not just the
So-
V and the F and the circle.
The
And
color
it's just
scheme,
all.
the
It's all
circle.
too.
Colors.
Yeah,
It's all
but
too
that's-
similar. But it very well could be. But I wouldn't put it past Jack to know this band.
Yeah, he probably jams.
You know what I
would,
mean?
He jams.
imagine.
Like, oh, Fiarde, we go fucking way back, yo.
Yeah,
No, he doesn't say. Probably,
but no, it just. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would not put it past him to know this for sure. Yeah.
Right.
This is kind of how you take something so niche that means something to you and you blow it up into something that means something to everybody else.
It's the same font, like that V.
That
know.
is
It's the same exact
it's,
font.
It's interesting
It's
how
interesting.
yeah.
It's like
crazy.
it's,
F is
it's
different,
uncanny. It's
but
uncanny.
the V is the
Found
exact
this
same.
Like
suspicious
he
looking.
was in Sweden. He left the Conscious Club. Hours before, got on a train, just went straight to Sweden, saw this in the window, and he goes, "There's my circle.
There's
I
my
just gotta
font.
flatten it, maybe by 2 degrees, and then make my own font that looks similar to that, but isn't that, and then end the word with an F."
Oh,
You're playing like he doesn't have that record in his collection right now.
he's
No,
jamming
he does.
per-
No,
Okay,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying. He bought that in Sweden
Yeah,
after
yeah.
he left the Conscious Club in Germany.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, he was
1997.
through a Europe world tour when he found this.
Is there like a story of the Jack's first pilgrimage to Europe? Like the New Belgium founder. This is getting a little off topic, but like New Belgium founder rode a bike through Europe, learned about breweries, took it back to America, built up about that, and now they do a pilgrimage through Europe. Like everybody 5 years in gets a bike, and
We should
anyways.
do a Vulf pilgrimage.
So I'm wondering if there was like this
Pilgrimage.
original, yeah.
A pilgrimage.
I don't
Go.
I've already done a pilgrimage, guys. So I've flown to Colorado. So I've
True.
pilgrimage.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
But
go to the Conscious Club.
Did you walk in the footsteps of the creators and like kind of see from their view kind of as they walk through and they learned about themselves?
I gotta
and
tell you, Daniel,
were in their
I
moments?
didn't.
Wow.
I didn't walk in the footsteps. I didn't get all the ins.
awaits.
If I wanted to call back from the
Fly
episode
air. Yeah.
I also wanted to highlight some awesome fan reactions.
Oh, I
So,
love
you know,
this one.
You know, when
I love this.
people
Love this old guy.
submit, random stupid photos, and then people reply with,
Oh my god. I haven't seen,
It's the
I haven't
what
seen that in a
woman?
while. Yeah.
Love her.
this is just quality content. Also, like the reflection of him, it looks like he's standing like MC Hammer, like with those
Yes.
parachute pants.
Love
just
the
like-
harem pants.
I'm into it.
Yeah. And then I saw this one, and then the natural response to this is great. Jack is the god.
That's me.
Yeah.
I love Animal Spirits. It's
Animal
one of my top
Spirits
jams.
is
one of my top
was my
jams.
first favorite Vulf song for sure.
Yeah.
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 Song means a lot.
It's
actually,
good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not one that you show people as their first Vulf song because they won't like it.
No, because it's
They
too
have
happy.
to. They have to know Vulf first
Well,
before they get
yeah.
Animal Spirits.
They'll start-
I've tried it before. I've tried, and it failed. Jack would have
Yeah.
hated me.
Well, I tried it
Yeah.
too, and the response that I got was that they instantly started comparing it to other bands. You
like
know?
Jackson 5. and stuff like that.
100,000%.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Got to start with something
What
a little less.
Do you guys have after your trial and error? Have you reached a go-to?
Conscious Club. Love those bongos, man.
Conscious Club's a good
Love those
one to do.
bongos, and I
Yeah.
do want to say, maybe the guy wasn't available for was it Lost My Treble long ago? Is there bongos in that? Anyway,
Maybe.
there was a recent it's Lost My Treble long ago. They have Theo on the congos
yeah.
or on the bongos. Congos or bongos?
Bongos.
Are bongos short or are congas long?
That's
Bongos are
something
the
I don't
little
know.
ones.
I think they were congas.
I think the
'cause
bongos
they
are
were,
the little
They
ones.
were tall.
Right, they were tall?
They were
okay.
tall.
Yeah.
Whatever those are called. I'm sorry, Vulfpeck. You guys
Conga?
are probably you got your percussion.
Congas.
Congas, not the Congo.
Yeah, congas.
right.
Yeah.
Congas.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I really prefer the Conga player on the Conscious Club better than.
Okay.
I don't know the bongos. Is it Conga? I gotta figure this out.
Let's Google it.
While
gotta
you're
figure
figuring
this
that
out.
out, I think Conscious Club is a really good starter
so
track.
good.
I think it's a starter track, and I like too that it mentions Vulfpeck in like a third kind of person kind of view. That it mentions Joe Dart. That it's like really fun, really crazy, like a good time. Kind of tells you all that you need to know. Dance club in Berlin, like that's a
spoken
great
word.
introduction.
Right.
Great
I was correct.
introduction.
I was correct, guys.
You mean I was correct?
No, I asked the question and you said yes. So
You said Congo. I said Conga.
no. I said
We have this on record.
right, but I think I said congas before you said Congo, or the denunciation of the separation of the two words. Either way.
And so
either
these
way.
are in Conscious Club.
So congas are in Conscious Club.
Congas.
Right. I gotta say, whomever was in that video is great, and Theo did great too.
I don't remember the video.
I don't remember the video. Well, let me.
I don't know if I've seen the Conscious Club.
I don't remember the video.
Really?
I don't
remember
think
the
I've
video.
ever seen it.
No.
There-
Mm-mm.
It's a filming of It was filmed on the screen.
Oh, it's
See it.
Conscious Club instrumental.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember who played the Oh, this guy. Yeah. He's on the congas. Okay. We got the striped pillow.
Oh, this is
the
great.
striped couch. From Hometown.
This is great.
And Jack's filming a computer screen.
Yeah, to try to make it more staticky and Vulfy.
I love that.
I don't know why
Oh man, that's great.
my shit's fucking up. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Oh.
Conscious Club. That's a good intro.
But you hear that just effortless conga?
Yeah.
Just tick.
Very light
Right.
and airy.
Right.
Red stripes.
But
This guy.
the congas and Lost My Trouble long ago. Not a fan.
Just not a fan.
Not a fan. But as my directing teacher in college said, that if the audience member has a positive or negative reaction to what you're doing, you did your job right.
Oh yeah, totally. 100. Yeah.
I agree, and also think it's bullshit too.
Really?
Because like, no matter what you do, even if they don't have a reaction to it, that's a reaction. So you did your job, no matter what the fuck you did.
Well,
do you think
yeah,
about
but is
that?
it as valuable a reaction? Because if I don't have a reaction as an audience member to something, then I'm going to forget it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like it never happened. Whereas I can take something and learn something from, or it
bad
stays
or
with
the
me
good.
longer. It affects me longer from the bad and the good. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Whereas
The worst
I
reaction's
couldn't-
no reaction.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you anything about something I had zero reaction to.
That's true.
But if you have a bad reaction, you're not going to be a repeat customer. You're not going to listen again. You're not going to buy it again. You're not going to.
I
But I'll
agree.
think about it
Keep going
again.
back to the
But people
content.
hate watch and hate listen.
That's true.
So yeah, and everybody's hate listening to fucking Hill Climber. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
so I was actually going to bring
And
it back to
for
that. Yeah,
survival.
exactly.
I actually have things for
I
For
like
Survival.
For Survival.
I love
For
it.
Survival's
I have
dope.
no idea why anybody hates on that song.
I get why people
just
hate
straight
on
up
it
hate.
because it's a certain. For a certain taste. But I love this.
What do you guys think about this, man? It's just so
love
funny. The face of the bird is just so annoyed. I love it so much. Where's some more of those
It
stuff?
was different for Vulfpeck, and I think that's why people were so alarmed. But I like it.
Love
Love the bird face.
That crow. Oh man, that's perfect. That is so in tune. That is. Oh man.
And then everybody just not wanting to be hugged, or hugged by For Survival.
Bob
Oh,
Ross,
man.
R.I.P. We love.
And then you have
That's
these
me.
people, us, in
That's
the
me.
pack, who are just like, shut up. It's great. Go make something better. Of course they don't. I love this
Oh, I
one
love
too.
this one.
This one was great.
Love it.
When you got Mike Viola on the track, shit goes crazy.
It's close to. Oh man, that is awesome.
And this one was clever AF. This one, you climb Mount Cleverest on a Wim Hof here.
that
Yeah.
is gold. that is actually that's perfect. I love this.
I'm really glad you're not in the Vulfpeck because, I've seen this.
No,
whole
this
week.
is this is top quality content that I've seen about Vulf. That is on the nose. That is
Right. Like
Perfect
the
pitch.
Vulfpeck had no clue that For Survival was up its
It's gonna be a
sleeve.
thing.
But what's funny is that compared to Captain Hook, For Survival is way better.
Way better.
The last minute and a half of Captain Hook you have to turn off.
Yeah.
Period. You cannot listen to it. Just like the end of The Island Saints. It's just come on. I get what you're doing, Jack. I get it. You're weird.
Captain Hook is unlistenable. For Survival, you can have it on in the background and it's fine.
Yeah.
Captain Hook, it's like, what the fuck are you listening
Well,
to?
it's
Turn it off.
the first minute and a half's good, and then you get to the part where it's just
Minute and a half?
I'm Captain Hook, and you're just like,
Okay.
I heard you. But I love them. I love it all. I'm not gonna hate on anything.
if
it's
nothing else, we got this, and that's worth it to me.
Exactly. Let's see. Is there any more memes I can pull up here if my computer doesn't stop freezing here?
He's tired.
I know. Okay, I'm glad the podcast is over.
Oh, yeah. I
All right,
love
this is even better one. Harder to read, but guided smile meditation being handed off to Captain Hook as the worst song, and then Captain Hook being handed off to For Survival as the worst song, and For Survival just fucking bringing
taking
it.
Bringing it home for the gold.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not wrong, but it isn't right.
but it's.
I don't
it's
remember
not,
guided smile meditation.
See,
very
to
well.
me, this doesn't have the what I love.
No, here's the thing. Okay, I do agree. Here's the one anti-For Survival thing I will agree with everybody on. Out of every song on Hill Climber, which song does not belong?
For Survival.
For Survival.
Of course.
Period.
No, I know.
There's no Theo.
Yeah.
It's Mike Viola, whom we've never been introduced before in the Vulf lore before, I assume, other than Like he hasn't been featured,
Right.
feated on a track
Yeah.
before. So that's just coming out of nowhere, right? It's like of these, which doesn't belong? Really, that one. And I do agree, but the first time I heard that song, I fucking got up and danced, yo. Like she knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I like this. This approach is interesting. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's good. Wow, that got more engagement
Way
than
more
Hill
engagement.
Climber and Ferris Flyers, or
Yeah.
what was that other controversial? It already escapes me, but yeah, that's something.
I'll tell you what won't escape you
Mm.
ever is this greatness here. If it even works, I'm so sorry, guys. I need to get a better. I need to get more RAM. Is this RAM? I need more RAM.
Is that what's going on here?
Your dad would know. This is RAM, right? Random access. I randomly access this and it's not working. So obviously the RAM needs some including increasing.
It's a
Yeah. I
solid
can't
way to
even
think about
pull my
things.
mouse down here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. But on a better day we'd have this queued up. I stopped this and it's still keep on going. Anyway, yeah, this if I could have played this would have been fun. Maybe I can open it in
Sometimes that'll work better for me.
the
yeah.
QuickTime.
What do we have here?
We have
Well,
Corey.
it's Corey and Emily. I think her last name's Browning. They're in a video from Reverb, which was released the past week, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, my computer's just not having any of this right now.
He's
but
overworked.
He's very overworked. It's
tired.
probably the screen recording.
Yeah, that could do it.
But
We could just turn that off and superimpose the
right, yeah, I could do it.
video.
All right, well, I'll do that. But yeah, I mean, this has been. I mean, I can't even do anything.
Oh.
All right. Well, that was a very, very great second episode of the Conscious Club podcast. Everybody, thank you guys for listening. And really, I really want to say now, I kind of it's probably something I should say at the end of every episode. If you've made it here, wow, like really.
You're a
Like
true
this has been
fan.
great. Not to dog us at all, but like you really care about this stuff, and you might think we're naive and don't know what we're talking about, and by
You're right.
God, you're right. Yeah. I'm not a musician by heart, but I love it. And as Jack, music's fun and all, but you gotta sell stuff. You gotta sell product. You gotta get stuff out, and this is our way of doing it. So, if you guys want to contribute, feel free to email your stuff, your content, your videos, your clips, your audio. If you have a question, if you want anything Vulf related to be on the podcast, please email theconsciousclubpodcast@gmail.com. The
Conscious
consciousclubpodcast
I'll get the red if you write
gmail.com.
that.
There we go. We gotta have some rhythmic things. The Conscious Club Podcast @gmail.com. Don't sleep on the Gouda. Sorry, guys. All right,
Hi, my brother.
this ends the episode 2.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, MC Lynchpin signing off.
Victoria/Tori signing off.
DJ. Until next time.
So